Okay, so as most of you know, there was an article out about how Ubisoft says they're going to quit making mature games for the Wii U and stick to kiddish games because that's the games that sell more on it. And people on YouTube, and I'm going to say this, ReviewTechUSA is the leader, it seems like, and I'm going to get this out of the way. ReviewTechUSA by far is my favorite YouTube channel on YouTube. I don't agree with a lot of his videos, but I like it. I don't know why. Especially now that he left doing the face shots and went back to gameplay footage. But enough making fun of his looks. But I like the guy a lot. I always look, every day I look to see if he's got any, channels up. And I watch and enjoy most of them. But I'm done sucking up. He thinks Nintendo's main problem with multiplats is the fact that they've got a bad relationship with third-party developers, and I disagree with that. I don't think they've got a bad relationship with developers. I'm not saying they've got a good relationship with developers. I'm just saying I don't think they have a bad one. I think they're in the middle. They're just like about it. You know what I mean? They're not like pissing off any developers. There's just if you want to ask me why mature games don't sell well on the Wii U, it's power-wise. That's what it is. They're in fourth place. PC, PS4, Xbox One, and then Wii U right at the bottom. That's why. I mean, who buys the mature games? Mature audiences. And I'm pretty sure the mature audience when it comes to video games are pretty intelligent. So they know that if they're going to spend $60 on a game, if it costs $60 on the Wii U, if it costs $60 on the Xbox One, if it costs $60 on the PS4, if it costs $60 on the PC, why would they buy the worst version of that version for $60 for the same price, when for the same price they could get a better version of the top three? That's what it is. It's power, and maybe I know the Wii was a piece of shit. I don't know about the GameCube. I know the GameCube wasn't anywhere near the original Xbox, but I don't know where it was at when it comes to the PS2. But I think that when if I'm right, when the GameCube came out, that's when they kind of started about power. I know for a fact when the Wii came out, that's where they didn't give two shits about power when the Wii came out, and the Wii U, they didn't really put much effort when it comes into power either. But so you could say developers were asking for them to make a more powerful decision and they didn't listen. You could say that, but that's just a layer of the problem. The core of the problem is the system's not powerful enough. That's the main reason to look at of why the system is not selling good with mature games and multiplats. Because I'm pretty sure Just Dance sells just fine on it. That's a multiplat. I mean, it's not multiplat, it's mature games. And the people that play mature games are the older audience who have a history with video games, and they're not stupid. They know how to buy stuff. $60 for the Wii version or $60 for the PS4 version? I think I'll get the PS4 version because I've got an Xbox One, a PS4, and a Wii U, and there's no way in hell I'm ever going to buy Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs on the Wii U. Not just because it looks better. Listen, look at Xbox One, for example. Who's got a better relationship with Activision? Xbox or Sony? Microsoft or Sony? Everyone knows Microsoft has the better relationship with Activision. On the 360, it always sold more on the 360. Call of Duty always sold more on the 360 than PS3. But all of a sudden, Ghost comes around and sells more on the PS4 than the Xbox One. Why? Xbox One, when they did their reveal last year, they even opened it up, I'm pretty sure, with Call of Duty Ghost, and they were saying Call of Duty Ghost DLC comes first to Xbox. So the relationship was better with Activision on Microsoft's side, but yet the game sold more on the PS4. It had nothing to do with the relationship. It had to do with the better version was on the PS4 because the PS4 is more powerful. That's the same thing what the Wii U is going through. It has nothing to do with Nintendo's relationship with third-party developers. It's that the consumer knows what the better version of the game is. Like why? Like if Nintendo had a more powerful system, more powerful than the competition, people would buy that game on would buy Call of Duty and Watch Dogs on Wii U over Xbox One and PS4 because it's the better version. That's the problem, is how weak the system is. It has nothing to do with. I'm not going to say nothing. Okay, I take back saying nothing. What I'm saying is the main problem is the power, and the Call of Duty selling more on the PS4 than Xbox One is an example, because even if Nintendo did have a problem with third-party developers, even if they stabbed EA in the back, if they stabbed Ubisoft in the back, if they stabbed Activision in the back, if Wii U was more powerful and there's more consoles out there, guess what? They don't care about their relationship with Nintendo. EA and the rest of them would release games on it anyway for the money, because that's all that matters. They don't give a fuck if they can't stand Nintendo. Even if they hate Nintendo so much they can't be in the same room with Reggie, they'd still put games on their console if it was selling. They would. It is. I almost said it again. It's the relationship isn't the problem. And why would EA and Capcom not hate, but have a bad relationship with Nintendo anyway? Like, I get maybe Nintendo kind of like did their own thing and kind of didn't listen to what the third-party developers wanted. But at the end of the day, if the system was more powerful, they'd still be doing better than what they're doing now. Basically, I mean, that's Nintendo's problem that they haven't learned with the Wii, is that you need to be more powerful. And in the 90s, they got that. They got that in the 90s with the Nintendo 64, with the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo. They got the whole power thing. And Rich was right when they said they had an amazing first-party lineup and a third-party lineup. And you've seen with Xbox One, because I think Xbox One has the better first-party games than the PS4, but that's not helping them at all. And in my opinion, I also think Rich is right. Wii U has a much superior first-party than Xbox One and PS4. In my opinion, PS4 has the worst first-party lineup. Knack and the new Killzone was horrible. They sucked. And Infamous Second Son was not that good. It definitely wasn't a system seller. So why is PS4 doing so much better? It's because the multiplats they got on there. It's because of the Assassin's Creeds, the Watch Dogs. You know, those games, those multiplats look good on it. And the multiplats, that's what sells. That's what sells, man. Those are the games that draw people in. I mean, that's why the PS4 is doing so much better, is because of its power. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's what matters most. And the mature audience, they're not stupid. They know that their $60 goes a long way goes much farther for enjoyment than it does the Xbox One and the Wii U, just because it performs better. It's the performance of the console that's making the Wii U not do well, not their relationships. Because like I said, third-party developers don't care if they have a good relationship with the console, as long as the console is selling and the games are selling. So that relationship doesn't matter. And the mature audience, they know that there's the better version of the console. Even if they have a Wii U, if they have a PS4 and Xbox One, you know damn well they're going to get Watch Dogs on the Xbox One or the PS4, because it performs better. Like, I don't. That's my whole argument. Is that like I was saying, like, I'm not saying Rich is wrong about them not having good relationships with the third-party developer, but that's not the problem. That's not the. I mean, they tried. Capcom and Ubisoft tried. They proved that. They tried putting Assassin's Creed on Wii U. They're gonna put Watch Dogs on Wii U, but they're not selling. So obviously, they don't have a horrible third-party relationship with Ubisoft. It's the fact that the system, the game version of Watch Dogs on the Wii U doesn't match up to the PC, Xbox One, or PS4. That's the main problem. They messed up by making their system too weak. That's the core of it. That's the problem. That hits the nail right on the coffin of why the Wii U is going through the lows that they're going through. So I just feel like that needs to be put out there, and I think most people know that. But I feel like this whole Nintendo, they don't do good with third-party developers. I think I think that's a problem, but that's in the back seat. That's in the back seat. The core of the problem is, and it's not like the Wii U is weaker than the PS4, like the Xbox One's weaker than the PS4. No, 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 no. There is a huge gap. In fact, that people compare it to the fucking Xbox 360 and PS3. That's how much weaker the Wii U is to the Xbox One and the PS4. And that's not has nothing to do with third-party relationships. That has to do with the world of gaming. A freaking fucking fat 40-year-old that loves playing video games in his mom's basement could have told you that you need to make your system more powerful. That has nothing to do with third-party developers. That's just a duh. You know what I mean? That's just a duh. So the fact that you can say, oh, they didn't listen to third-party developers about making their system more powerful, that has nothing to do with third-party developers. A fucking random guy on the street who plays casual video games would tell you that, oh, it's not power, like make a more powerful system. That's just anyone in the world could tell you that. Like that's just a duh. So like you can't really compare that something that simple to like, oh, they didn't listen to third-party developers to make it more powerful. Like, yeah, like duh. You know what I mean? You don't need a professional game designer in the business to tell you that. I don't know. It's just like, why would you even try to sell games on the Wii U? If like if it's not exclusive on Nintendo, what's the point of buying it? Like people said before, how much would you love to see Mario and Zelda on on the Xbox One and the PS4? I've heard people say that. First of all, I'd hate it, but wouldn't you like that? A better looking Zelda, a better looking Mario? Like that's the only reason why Nintendo is doing anything is because of their first party exclusives. Third party wise, it's pure and simple, not enough power. If you want the better version of the game for the same price, go to Xbox, go to Sony. That's the main problem. Just forget about their relationships with third-party developers. It doesn't matter what the remember how much Valve hated Sony, but then they released Portal 2 on PS3. Yeah, because it was going to sell. That's all that matters. Sales, power, bump it up. Nintendo.